Long before speeches and scandals, Sean Penn was the kind of actor directors would build entire films around, giving us unforgettable scenes like this.
This is the Wild West. The grease is still good from the Redskins, and we took it from them. And I'm gonna take it all from you, Jack, and not just because I can.
But somewhere between his activist tours of Iraq, Iran, Venezuela, and that infamous El Chapo interview, audiences stopped seeing him as an actor and started seeing him as a self-appointed diplomat.
He knew that the administration was deceiving the American people into a situation that is murdering young men and women from this country and others. That George Tenet and Dick Cheney and Condoleezza Rice and George Bush et al. Should be in jail.
We don't care.
In 2002, he published an open letter demanding George W. Bush's impeachment, writing that the president's actions were a radical assault on the separation of powers. Penn later admitted, "Activism has been more fulfilling to me than acting," which explains why his box office dried up.
I think that it is a good time for those who voted for the ban against gay marriage to sit and reflect and anticipate their great shame and the shame in their grandchildren's eyes if they continue that way.
What?
His attempt at an action comeback with The Gunman, 2015, collapsed, pulling just $10 million domestically, and then came The Last Face, 2016, which critics savaged as a bombastic vanity project.
Of course, I know that there are people who don't like me out of the gate.
You're not without controversy.
I'm not without controversy. Fair enough.
Hallelujah and amen.
To cap it off, Penn dismissed #MeToo as too tribal, too woke for some, but unbearable for most, due to which today Sean Penn, once an A-list actor, is reduced to just an A-listener. From holding the boombox and say anything to redefining cool and high fidelity, John Cusack with unforgettable moments such as this. But today, instead of winning us over with his boombox, he's droning on with Twitter rants. On social media, he's rallied against America's criminal empire and regularly torched Trump, wars, and Wall Street.
So here's Trump, who's really an unmasked kind of like dangerous. He looks unhinged visually, like on television, but I don't think there's probably ever been anyone as dangerous who could be in the Oval Office in my lifetime.
They're losers. They're just losers.
Cusack himself admitted in 2014, maybe being outspoken hurts your career. No, maybe about it. It definitely does. By the time he told The Independent in 2018, I haven't been hot for a long time. The industry had already moved on, and while he blamed Hollywood politics, his fans saw the problem laying under his nose, his social media.
We've never, ever had a movement candidate, a true champion of social justice, this close to the White House.
I hate it.
Cusack's feed churned out more content than his filmography. As a result, his once iconic career quietly flatlined while he was busy posting late-night rants.
He's talking about a radical redistribution of economic and political power to benefit working people.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Former admirers now mock him with the same advice he ignored: stick to comedy, not politics. Once the everyman romantic, Cusack today is mostly an angry man online. Once the rubber-faced king of comedy, Jim Carrey starred in movies so iconic that they lit up the box office and left behind classic moments, including this one.
Wake up, sisters. There's no such thing as a weaker
But the mask cracked when he torpedoed his comeback by refusing to promote Kick-Ass 2, tweeting, "I cannot support that level of violence," a move that left producers furious and audiences puzzled.
I think because you never know what he's going to do or say. And I'm here to tell you that in real life, you never know what he's going to do or say.
Yeah.
So
it didn't really catch me by surprise when I heard the news.
I was shocked. Here's my take on it. He is entitled to have his own opinion. He's entitled to change his opinion. Ultimately, I really believe his performance speaks for itself.
Instead of movies, Carrey shifted to political art, filling Twitter with grotesque anti-Trump caricatures and blasting the Republican Party is reaping our system.
He's a car salesman. He's a used car salesman.
Absolutely.
And he's, he didn't make America great again, but he did turn back the odometer.
I'm gonna come.
His new identity changed from a comedian to an activist painter, and even though Fox News quipped, former fans preferred he stick to comedy. There was no turning back.
Well, this is one of your drawings here. These are paintings here. This is called Giuliani.
Yes. Administration has a way.
Yes. Everything that Trump touches dies.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Shocking.
On TV, Kidding limped through 2 seasons before cancellation, and his Joe Biden skit on SNL didn't help. Carrey himself admitted it was agony. By 2022, he told Access Hollywood, "I've done enough, I'm retiring."
We are babysat by the television. We're taught how to think by the television. That's the dangerous thing about what's going on right now. There are generations growing up right now who are learning to lie. That lying is okay.
Yeah.
Stop the cap.
Carrey ended not as comedy's king, but as a semi-retired culture warrior wielding a paintbrush instead of punchlines. From Knocked Up to Superbad, Seth Rogen's stoner charm made him the voice of a generation's comedy, and nowhere is that clearer than in this scene.
You think a woman a horse, and you get there, and it's a woman a horse.
Yeah.
It was really giving it to her.
But by 2021, his reputation went up in smoke with the disaster of Santa Inc. Seth hyped the film as edgy, feminist satire, but it tanked with a 3% Rotten Tomatoes score, the worst in streaming history.
He's jolly, our own Santa Claus!
Instead of taking the L, Rogen lashed out, insisting bad reviews came from tens of thousands of white supremacists.
Where we learn more about how Santa is bad because he's white and male, and what we really need is a non-white, non-male Santa. Also a non-Christian Santa, it would seem.
Fans laughed harder at that excuse than the show. In 2018, he bragged to Stephen Colbert about humiliating Paul Ryan when asked for a photo.
And he came over, just grabbed my hand, and I'm shaking his hand. I don't know what to do. And he said, "Can I have a picture with you?" I look over, and his kids are standing right there, expectantly, clearly fans of mine. And I said, "No way, man. You can do it."
The studio audience cheered, but middle America rolled its eyes. Meanwhile, movies like An American Pickle fizzled out, and the result, to Hollywood, he's no longer the goofy stoner with charm, but the guy who turned Christmas into a lecture and learned the hard way, get woke, go broke. Long before politics got in the way, Richard Gere was Hollywood's ultimate gentleman, sweeping Julia Roberts off her feet in Pretty Woman and dancing his way through Chicago with suave scenes like this.
I'm losing this case. You know why I'm losing this case? Because my client is lying to me.
But that silver screen glow dimmed, and Hollywood's leading man was ultimately sidelined. At the 1993 Oscars, Gere went off script to condemn China's occupation of Tibet and praise the Dalai Lama, a remark that Hollywood never forgot.
And with the knowledge that what a horrendous human rights situation there is in China, and not only towards their own people, but to Tibet as well.
Gere admitted to The Hollywood Reporter and even revealed he was dropped from a Chinese-financed film just 2 weeks before shooting.
They're going to be messing with the borders. Places that they said, still, you know, we don't have any treaties there. We haven't decided where the borders are, you know, and we have lots of weapons. We have a lot of money, and
you're no longer relevant.
By 2017, he bluntly told HuffPost, "In the last 20 years, big studios won't touch me." And surely enough, his later work was limited to indies like Arbitrage and Time Out of Mind.
they lend money, and the horrible thing that happened in Sri Lanka, you know, lending money there, that they had to give him the port. So now China owns the port in Sri Lanka.
You're a f***ing nerd, bro.
Once a red carpet regular, Gere became a political liability. Moral conviction may have earned him respect in activist circles, but in Hollywood accounting, Tibet turned him from heartthrob to heartache. Before he became a tabloid headline, Alec Baldwin had a commanding presence. From Glengarry Glenn Ross to The Hunt for Red October, delivered powerhouse performances as you'll see here.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. You think I'm with you? I am not with you.
But after fading from movie stardom, Baldwin reinvented himself on television with 30 Rock, earning Emmys and cementing his comeback with his Trump impersonation on SNL.
Mr. Trump, 2 more minutes.
The thing about the blacks is that they're killing each other. How stupid.
A skit that split America right down the middle. Trump himself blasted it as badly done, but Baldwin didn't shy away. In 2018, Baldwin called Donald Trump a national socialist tumor, growing day by day, urging everyone to do everything in your power to get rid of Trump.
I'm begging you. Puerto Rico needs your help.
I hear you loud and clear, and you called the best person for the job. Trust me, I know things are, as the locals say, despacito.
This is the worst.
On Twitter, he slammed Republicans too, while also voicing support for BLM movement, telling interviewers he felt a responsibility to stand up for equality. These moments cemented him not just as an actor, but as a polarizing political figure.
I myself would not ever eat a burrito from China.
Once celebrated for his intensity, Baldwin today is remembered less for his craft and more for the controversies tied to his outspoken views. Before his name became synonymous with scandal, Ezra Miller was Hollywood's darling. From the perks of being a wallflower to DC's Flash, he gave us breakout performances, as you'll see right here.
power.
But instead of running like the Flash, he ran straight into headlines when a viral video from Iceland showed Miller choking a fan.
You learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal? Whoa, bro. Stomp on his head as he's unconscious.
What followed was worse. Arrests for assault, burglary charges, and grooming allegations piled up between 2020 and 2022, forcing Warner Brothers to consider scrapping The Flash. In August 2022, Miller attempted damage control, releasing a statement. "I want to apologize to everyone that I have alarmed and upset with my past behavior. I am seeking treatment for complex mental health issues."
What do they represent? Are they like lucky charms?
Crystals represent?
Yeah, now
what do
how?
you mean they're a part of the earth? What
Yeah, but
does
why-
the earth represent? What do you represent? We're in a sea of symbols. What does anything represent, babe? Have you figured it out? I'm really struggling.
Who the is that guy?
But audiences weren't in a forgiving mood. When The Flash finally limped into theaters in 2023, it opened to just $55 million, one of DC's lowest ever debuts.
It's a huge honor and a big delight, and it's extremely exciting. It's a beautiful moment for me. It's really wonderful to see everybody. And
You are gay.
Once a studio darling, Miller's now radioactive. His name shorthand for how a woke icon can collapse under the weight of scandal overload. Before politics pulled him away, Kal Penn was a comedy staple, blazing through cult classics like Harold and Kumar, and charming audiences on House with stoner icon scenes. Here's one.
Random, huh? Yeah. So this has nothing to do with my ethnicity?
Come on, just do what the guy says.
Sir, it's our job as airport security to search for all possible weapons or illegal drugs.
So just because of the color of my skin, you assume that I have drugs on me? What are you, a racist?
Racist?
But in 2009, he traded Hollywood lights for White House halls, joining the Obama administration. He later admitted, "I chose politics over acting," and Hollywood moved on. When Penn tried to return, his big comeback was Sunnyside, 2019, marketed as the most diverse comedy on TV. Instead, it collapsed instantly, averaging a 0.3 demo before NBC yanked it after just 4 episodes.
And I remember the director said, you know, your little cousins should be lucky that you're allowed on TV to begin with, and so should you. And he walked off.
No need to shout.
Rather than face the failure, his co-star blamed racism, deepening the backlash.
I had people tell me, go home and put a bedsheet on your head because you're not wearing a turban. Ask me why I speak such good English. And, you know, like, because I'm from New Jersey and we speak really good English.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Penn doubled down on activism, publishing a memoir where he gushed, "Work in the White House was the honor of my life. Admirable, sure, but not box office gold." These days, his resume reads more like guest star than leading man, with roles in Designated Survivor and Clarice, a long way from the stoner icon who once smoked his way into cult status.
Not to say woe is me, but to just sort of highlight the barriers to entry that especially performers of color face. Of course, for many of those roles, I said no. For a lot of them, I said yes, I'll do it because I need a credit on my resume. So, oh my God!
Time's up. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video from my fun, lighthearted channel, Hollywood Body Count, I'd love a cheeky like, subscribe, and comment. No pressure, no sweat, your call.